Buenas Day.
Alpha
Thank you,
Day.
Kathy, for selecting me to come and talk about the Japanese time when they invaded Guam. Okay. Life. I will just read what I have on the paper so that I can go faster. So that I don't want to delay you people. Okay, good people of Guam and for the Chamber of Commerce. Life before the Japanese invaded Guam was nice. Nothing like it today. I was a young girl, about 8 years old, a student at Price School. I would ride to school with the principal with my packed lunch. Price was a wooden building at the time with no busing or cafeteria. My parents worked as farmers on our ranch at Songsong, which is also where my family lived. We survived on what we grew on our farm, like sweet potatoes, yams, breadfruit, tapioca, bananas, and raised chickens, pigs, and cows. Many knew we had produce and livestock and would often buy them from my tata. I hope everybody knows the word tata means my father. With the money he made from selling, he would buy bread, butter, fruits that we didn't have, candy and coffee. We grew coffee, but he preferred to buy it. My family and I have always attended the December 8th procession in Nagana. But in 1941, this was the first year we didn't attend. Instead, we went to Georgia. I never asked why we didn't go. And up to this time, I never know why. They told us one of the 2 hours. Soon my nana saw 3 Japanese airplanes and said, maybe they're going to declare war. One or 2 hours later, everybody was running from Agana, trying to find any shelter they could find. And the reason why we know that they're from Agana, because our house is near the road, main road. And then my father went out to ask, what is going on? Then he said, the Japanese already bombed Agana, so we're all running for shelter. A week later, they came to our ranch in Songsong and told us to move out because they are going to use our home. The highest command of the Japanese forces used our place for meetings and making plans, like some kind of headquarters. That's where Father Reyes was killed and buried with 2 or other men after we had to leave our ranch. We moved and lived in Maga, just up the hill from Songsong. We obeyed the Japanese because they'll beat and possibly killed you. Anything they wanted, they took. If they come to your house and they see something that you have that they like, they just take it. They're not going to tell you that they're going to take it for what. They just say, get up and they take that. Or what you have on yourself, and they like it, they'll tell you to take it off, like jewelry or watch. We obey the Japanese, and they made us stop going to school and use us to work as the school children. Imagine that. We go to the airfield at Esagana now, and we are clearing the place. We're picking, our job as a school children is to pick all the rocks that we can carry, and they told us where to put it. So when the plane is coming, we know that they're going to bomb. So we all ran and find a place to hide. So my father always advised me, when this happens, when you're out on the field, look for a big tree and go under that, because that will protect you. We clear areas for their runways, gathered food and anything they told us. My family and I always prayed for the Americans to come back and save us, because we believe they would. We're forever praying. If our neighbors prayed, we would join them. And if they knew we weren't praying, they would join us. We go to Mass in a secret way only, not every day, not every Sunday, maybe every 2 weeks or once a month, that the priest can find a place to celebrate secretly. The priest will come to us, when they could find it, and to keep it in a hidden place, as I told you, because if they ever find out that the priest is saying Mass and we're praying, they will kill all of us. My father at the time was told by his friend to prepare the family to leave Manila and to head to an unknown concentration camp, which is now known as Manyengon. We walked and joined groups of fellow Chamorros from Jigo, Dedido, Bargana, and other places, heading to the same place. We stayed hidden in the jungle and made our home with coconut leaves and talentangan. It was only women and children with us, because the men were all taken to work. So imagine, when we came to Manyengon, and my father dropped us, because my father asked us his work, whether he be given leave, like 2 days, to take his family to Manyengon. So when we came to Manyengon, there is nothing, only the tangan tree standing and the coconut trees. There is nothing, no shelter at all. So my father said to my mother, I am not going back to my work. So my mother advised my father, please go back, because they know where did you go. And if my father do not return, the Japanese will go out and look for my father. So finally my father obeyed my mother and he went back. So one day when they were carrying ammunition and supplies up to Jigo, they went as far as East Agana. Then my father said to his friends, I am going to stop here at Isagana, and I'm going to go back to Manyengon and look for my family and help them, because they really need my help. So my father did that, and all of his friends followed it. So they kept running in the jungle from Isagana to Manyengon. So when my father came, about 2 days later, the Marines came to Manyengon. and they took us home. So one day I heard the leader saying, this is still in Mayengon, the mango is ripe. I asked my Nana what he was saying, because there is no mango on the trees, no mango fruits on the tree. So my Nana told me to go and check. I was just a little girl, so I can wander around and they won't bother about it. The Japanese won't bother. I ran back to our camp and I was still in state shock. I was finally able to tell my Nana, the Americans are here. That is what they mean by the mango is ripe. The leader told us that they are going to take us all to gather what we can carry. We walked from Maningun through the jungle, climbed the cliff up to Commander Mariana's, now the limits here, because we cannot pass on the road, because all the Japanese are on the road. So we have to go in the jungle and climb the cliff. So if you are driving up to Commander Mariana's, look at the cliff. That's where we're climbing. Hold the kangantangan trees and keep going up to the hill. Then we came up to the very top. We found so many trucks lined up with Marines drivers. So we were so happy about that. When we got to the top, I told already that, they told us to stay together. They make us line up and choose which truck would you like to ride on. And the advice is that stay with your family in one truck, so that when you get to where we're going, it's easy to find a place where we can stay, and the family won't be scattered. When we get up to the truck, imagine we cannot climb the truck. You know how children are. They are so anxious to climb, but we cannot climb the truck because we are very malnourished. We have been hungry and weak, so we cannot climb the truck. So the Marines has to carry us up and put us up in the truck. Once we aboard the truck, we were taken to the Bradley, which is also a cemetery, and that is Pigo. There were tables of food and medical assistance waiting for us. So you don't know how happy we are when we look at the table of food in which we have been hungry for so many days and hours. So we went, as children, we went directly to the table. We were all running to the table to eat. So you can tell how we are during the Japanese time. That was when we were rescued, our prayers were answered, and we finally felt safe with the military presence. The military is very important for me that are in war. So I get upset now when I heard people, not being happy because the Marines are here to build places in Guam for them to stay. That bothers me. And sometimes I ask my husband, may I go and talk to this person and tell him one piece of my mind, that I suffered so much during the Japanese time, so I don't care, about it. I want them to, I want the military people to be in Guam. Because I have seen it already, how is it if we don't have them. See, if we have the Marines, the Navy, what else is the other branch of the Air Force, if they were in Guam, when the Japanese came, I don't think the Japanese would take over the island. But they just walk in and take it like a piece of cake. Then 3 days after they were in, I asked my mother, when is it going to be over? My mother said, I don't know. Maybe it's days, weeks, years, and years. So it happened years and years, and that's 3 years. The United States Armed Forces is the best defense for Guam. God and the military save us. If we don't support them, who will protect us? We won't have anyone to defend us when we need it. We didn't have them in World War II. Look what happened. I watch the news regularly. I see China, North Korea, Russia. We are too close not to be protected from countries that could harm us. Thank you, and that's it.
Does any of our members have any questions for Mrs. Quitugua?
Go ahead and